Hey guys, Troy here. Gonna go through my drive section really quick. Just kind of explain to you what I'm using right now, how I'm using it, and this is the most consistent it's been since I had my really big pedal board set up when I was always kind of swapping stuff out. You know, that's not to say, of course, that I don't have a bench full of pedals that sometimes I like to swap in and out to get different tones, but this is the starting lineup, as it were, for now. I feel like I've really landed on the best combination of the sounds that I want and the pedals that are going to get me there. It's not to say that I don't wish that I could have more on the board for that, maybe like that one sound every now and then that I need, but I've kind of forced myself to get over it and to start using the space I have on my board to kind of balance out the tones that I want, understanding that I'm not going to get 100% there on every single song, but I'm going to try my darndest to get real close with the pedals that I have. So let's go through them real quick. All right, so my signal chain is compressor, Pog, volume pedal, King of Tone, Super Bolt, Tumnus, all the way over here to the Strymon Flint, and then the Julia. And the King of Tone I have set up, the red side is a heavy overdrive. It sounds like this. And then the yellow side I have set up for a lighter style overdrive. That's gonna... So it's really sparkly sounding. Let's give an example of that really quick. Still cleans up really nice. And then if I want to get really, really big, I stack them together, and that would be played in a part maybe like this. So from there we go to the Super Bolt, and that's used... it's just like a raspier, less put together version of an overdrive tone that I typically go for. So the King of Tone to me is pretty polished. It's put together, it holds together nicely, whereas the Super Bowl has kind of a flabbier lower end. It's just a little bit, again, less put together, I would say, is a kind of a different way to describe it. So I go for, like, on that one, say, Hark the Herald Angels Sing from this year. We did it like this. As opposed to this. already hear how just the comparison of those two notes, how the Superbolt is just a bit more flabby. I'll play some big chords here. So it's a bit less put together, like I said. It's kind of outside my wheelhouse, not something I normally go for, but I forced myself to use it over the previous few months, and I'm really starting to enjoy it. It makes me play in a different way, it makes me attack the strings in a different way, so I'm digging it pretty good. And then we go from there to the tumness, and the way I run the tumness is gain all the way down, and then level, usually noonish, and treble can get up here at times, but right now I have it set here. It stacks pretty well. So I never stack these two, just too much gain unless I'm going this side and that and the Superbolt, but that's rare. If I'm stacking anything, it's one of these two pedals with the tumness. So for example, we'll go back to that Hark the Herald lick and we'll play Superbolt and tumness. So you see how it brightens things up a bit. So on that one, as I'm arpeggiating upward on the strings, you see that when I kicked on the tumness, it brought out the high end a bit more. And then I use it a lot of times like on Hillsong stuff. If I need a boost, I'll turn the treble up quite a bit there. So let's see what we can do with that. Without. So I use that kind of in place of where I had the RC booster and the Jackson Audio Prism before. If I set it like that, it gives me that really, really kind of shiny high end that I feel like the Hillsong guys do all the time. And then if I back the treble off a little bit there to about here, it gives me a nice boost. In addition to the boost, of course, it's going to add a little bit of high end to stack well with the overdrive pedals. So that's my drive section for now. It's been pretty solid over the previous few months, so I'm happy with it. That's how I'm using it. Hope it's helpful for you guys.